Hello and welcome to this week's Zodiac Oracle. Although I feel like this is actually going to be changing again. There's so many shifts taking place, and I myself do tend to get caught up in the moment with new ideas and have just learned how to kind of rein this in. So instead of projecting what's happening right here, right now, as a constant thing to continue to do in the future, which is what I was automatically doing, I'm being told that things are going to shift from week to week. So for me, and this might resonate with some of you out there too, be careful in the heat of the moment that you're not committing to something for prolonged future if it's not actually meant to continue on. It might just be in that moment. So a few weeks ago, Spirit was communicating and felt very aligned to start doing more work on the YouTube channel, bringing more messages of guidance through my card readings, as well as channeling. So channeling is something I'm starting to work on more and expand in that ability. And then I had, for the last few weeks, been doing weekly oracle readings, channel messages, as well as pulling cards and then doing a live deep dive into that. Well, right now I'm being told to pull back and just go with the flow in the moment and leave it in the moment. So again, these messages, for those that are new into understanding or new into the spiritual energy, if you will, Spirit or the universe has, or God, whatever you call all that it is, has no limits or boundaries with its messages and its communications with us. That meaning that even though there might be a date and a timestamp for our purposes down here of, understanding time frames or whatnot, the messages themselves are timeless and boundless. So even messages that might not pertain to you, but somebody that message would be helpful for, this is how the universe can work through us to be able to help ourselves as well as others. So this week was very different. I sat with Spirit and was waiting for the messages to come on Sunday. Nothing was coming. I sat again all day yesterday, which was Monday, and I got nothing. And so I went deep in and I was asking, what is going on here? And they said everything's shifting. For me, my lesson was not to take what's happening right now and project it into a future timeline, assuming that it's going to continue on like that. Just be in the moment instead of placing more onto it. So that was, for me, a realization of an old pattern and program, which I'm currently working on getting rid of. So for this week, and then once I realized that message for myself and surrendered to it, I asked, what's next? I said, well, just do a collective reading for this week. So I did pull a card yesterday. I have not posted it anywhere, so you guys are all first hearing it now. I pulled a card from the Earth Magic Oracle, and that's by Stephen D. Farmer. And the message we got as a collective was Green Man, which represents synergy, as well as nature and the nature of who we are. Now, when two or more gather, a new energy gets created, called a synergy. A new energy will be created, and then it takes on a life of its own, right? So it's important for us to reconnect to nature, but also it's very clear they're saying to reconnect to nature, but also the nature of who you truly are. And the only way to find out what this is in the silence, right? Then after that message came, and that was it for yesterday. They said, don't worry, you will get a channeled message in the right time, and that's all that's needed to be delivered for this week. So this morning, Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, the channeled message came through in my meditations this morning, and I wrote it all down. So the collective messages, and collective, when I say that, means everybody. These messages pertain to everyone, no matter where you are, what you believe in, or anything. Now, you do have free will choice to heed the advice or ignore it. That's totally up to you. However, we are being given guidance, and for those of us that may have been struggling or having a hard time, it's this guidance that's going to help make things easier when we surrender to it. But you do have that choice. So the channeled messages for this week that came through today, first message was, last week's messages are still relevant. And then the new messages coming in are, listen to your body and be very gentle with it. Take very good care of your vessels, meaning the physical body. There is a major shift currently underway globally. Everyone is in it, no matter what levels of consciousness they may be in. The shift is a physical one, and it can be uncomfortable for those who are still holding on to the past dense, lower frequency energy. In other words, pain. If you're holding on to the pain of the past, that's the key of what's locking you in to that old energy. This new energy that is flooding the planet, like it or not, it's here, is helping all of you purge those old, dense, lower vibrational energies in order to make room for the integration of this new energy that is of higher frequencies. In order to successfully upgrade to the new frequencies or energy, it's absolutely vital for you to uninstall and or stop running those old programs or playing in those old energies. In other words, we have to learn how to be different, right? So new ways of being. Because if we keep operating in that old way of being, that's what holds us in that space. So let go of the judgments of the experiences, aka stories of the past. Allow yourself the gift of acceptance in order to liberate yourself from that energy. In other words, like I keep hearing, it is what it is. We don't have to like it, but acceptance is key in order to get disentangled from the pain and suffering of that, right? Release the judgment. Accept what is, because you are all right here, right now, being given a fresh start. So start fresh from here onward. The evolution of humanity and Earth is moving up, not down, and it's also going forwards, not backwards. So I actually question them in that, because my understanding is of, it's this and that, not either or. And they differentiated for me that in order for the human mind to understand the evolutionary process, it's easier to understand when we can separate it. It's way harder for us to understand the wholeness of things, especially when we were programmed by lots of different things to be polarized in a one-sided point of view, but it's just humanity's way of being able to understand the contrast. Okay? And this is what we're currently going through. So the next message is, you all have to be open to new discoveries with childlike curiosity in order for this transition to be more pleasant and less painful. Right? So, and I also questioned them with the have to thing because of the whole free will. And they said, you all have to be open to to the new discoveries with childlike curiosity in order to transition to for this transition to be more pleasant opposed to being painful. So again, we have to shift the way we think, the way we behave. We got to shift the way we are in order to be in alignment with this new energy, because the new energy means a new view, a new version of everything. Trust me, we don't want the old versions of things because none of us like that. Right? Most of us didn't like the old versions of most of what was happening for collectively, right? So we're shifting into the new now. And the new means we get to be new versions of ourselves. So it goes on to say, sorry, I want to clarify that. Have to. They said, well, you have to be open to new discoveries with childlike curiosity in order for it to be a more pleasant process. But it is absolutely your choice to not heed this message. You can choose not to do this, but you will suffer consequences instead of reaping more benefits, right? You do have a choice, but this is the guidance coming from the higher collective for us during this transition right now. Take it or leave it. The choice is yours, but they are trying to be very clear on how we can get through this transition with greater ease and comfort. So the last part of it is, you are evolving into greater ways of being. So start doing everything differently. Remember, you have access, all of you have access to this new energy, which is here to support you all growing into the best versions of who you came here to be and experience. So buckle up and learn how to enjoy the ride. That is our collective messages for this week, which of course I'm going to timestamp this, which is December 10th is today, and I would say it'd be relevant all week, or relevant for whatever process you're going into, and whenever you end up hearing these messages, it will be relevant in that time. Also, I want to address the energies that have been flooding the planet, or the planet's change in energy frequency, which happened, I think, midweek last week. And a lot of us started feeling it on a physical level over the weekend, myself included. I'm highly sensitive to the energies of the earth and everything around. So any shift in energy, like, I definitely feel it. For me, I got pretty violently ill. First thing on Saturday morning, woke up super nauseous, tried to let it pass or whatnot, but it was like, no, there's a purge, and it's coming out, like it or not. This body, the physical body, that's why the message is, this is a physical purging, because just like the new updates on the phones that we all got, if you've got all these old programs running there and taking up all that space and that bandwidth, you can't upload that new program until you make space for the information to come in. Same thing with our bodies and energetically. We cannot integrate the new energy without having free space for it, which means the new energy is supporting new ways of being, not the old way of being. So for those of us that may have been holding on to past hurts of the experiences that we've had, Now's the time to allow yourself to open up to a possibility that there is something good that came from those things. Whatever it may be, you're in a different space now. So just ask yourself, be open to the possibility. And then you're going to find something that will show you an equal opposite value of the thing you focused on as being bad and only bad. Find the equal opposite value of that thing in order to neutralize it. When you pop the bubble of the polarized perception, you free yourself, you liberate yourself from that pain, from that suffering. And guess what? You birth a new version of yourself. Now you're coming into wholeness instead of that lopsided, one-sided, or half a deck, if you will. What else was there? Right, the physical thing. So we are going through physical purges, but it's also helping us to become more aware of self, to become more accountable for self, and to become more in alignment with a right relationship within self. When we start cultivating a loving, caring, compassionate relationship with ourself, with our mind, with our physical body, with our emotions, with everything we have, then we cultivate self-love unconditionally. When we cultivate that within, we can give it and we can receive it from others. We cannot give it and we cannot receive it if we're not cultivating within. It's lopsided, half-sided, false reality, right? So this is it. We're being given the opportunity to come back into wholeness of the truth of who we are. It is a self-discovery journey for sure, but we're collectively going through this. And we are creator beings. We do create in these present moments based on what we're focused on and what we're cultivating energetically within ourselves. It does get projected into that outside world for us to experience. So if we're experiencing turmoil, it's just a reflection that there's still turmoil within. Go within. Get quiet. There's that message that was for Cancer a couple weeks ago. Enjoy the silence. The silence is where you're going to tap into the truth of who you are, rediscover who you are, and birth the new version of you in order to help create the new reality of a better world that I swear we all came here to be a part of. I do believe that wholeheartedly. So with this, be very, very gentle with yourself during this process. If you're not feeling well, then give yourself the rest. Do your best not to judge anything as being wrong or bad. It is what it is. Surrender to what is in order to get into alignment with the flow, and that will make this transition so much easier. And if you're really having a hard time, please pick up the phone. Reach out to somebody, anybody. There are crisis lines everywhere, but there are also friends and family who you might think, oh, I don't want to burden them. Trust me, they're there with an open heart. It ain't a burden. That's only your own mind trying to hold yourself back, sparing them from your troubles. If they don't have capacity to hold your space or hold you in the space that you're in, they will let you know, and that's okay. There will be somebody else. But usually your own intuition, if you're asking for help, the first person that come to mind is going to be the right person for you to reach out to. So please do that. Reach out for the lifeline. There's lots of them. Don't believe the lies and the disillusionment of the limitations that have been placed upon you. Now's the time to forget everything you thought you know and relearn a new way. It can be very exciting and frightening at the exact same time simultaneously. It always has been, always will be. We're being given this opportunity to learn how to accept this and learn how to dance with it with the new energy, in co-creation with all that is. We're not separate from it, and we're not separate from each other either. So with that, from my heart to yours, I wish you all the best of the holiday season. I'm not sure when I will be back for another message of guidance for the collective or for any of the specific zodiacs, but I am always available for one-on-one psychic readings, energy healings, or any of the other things that I facilitate and provide for people. And also, tonight is going to be the start of a new support circle that I am starting online as well for anyone struggling with anything in their life. This will be a new program, if you will, a new support circle for everybody, in alignment with a new wellness movement. I was looking for the words that I had before. That was it. There's a new wellness movement that's happening right now because we are looking to become better, healthier. We're tired of perpetuating the illnesses and the sickness that has been here, right? Been there, done that. Now it's time to flip the switch, right? And see what we're really made of. And it is very exciting. Of course, the fear kicks in because it's unknown. We have not been in this uncharted territory before, but that's okay. Push through the fear in order to get the most out of what is being offered, because this life is about to unfold in beautiful ways. I don't know how, but I am super excited to be a part of it and to witness it as well. So from my heart to yours, find that joy, that peace within yourself, because that's where it is. It's not outside of you. Never was. It's inside. Go there. Cultivate it. Feel it. Give yourself that which you need. Take a deep breath. Give yourself permission to just be who you are, unapologetically. I love you. Spirit loves you. Now it's time for you to love you. Take care, everybody. I will see you as soon as I am guided to do so. Take care.